Very good morning, students. So we have already started the topic chemical equilibrium and have gone through equilibrium constant, and successively we have derived the relationship between various forms of equilibrium constants. Already I have derived that relationship that between equilibrium constant in terms of concentration and equilibrium constant in terms of partial pressure, Kp, that is equal to Kc into RT to the power del n. So under which condition, so Kp becomes equal to Kc, Kp equal to Kc. So we have to consider that relationship again, that Kp that is equal to Kc into RT to the power del n, change in number of moles. So here Kp equal to Kc only at condition when del n, that is number of moles of product minus number of moles of reactant, that becomes equal to 0. Such type of equation, if I consider one equation, that is H2 plus I2 giving rise to 2Hi. Now you just see here the change in number of moles, that is 2 minus 1 plus 1, that is equal to 0. So for such reaction Kp that is equal to Kc. So it depends upon when the change in number of moles becomes equal to 0, that means number of moles of product is equal to number of moles of reactant. Only in that condition Kp becomes equal to Kc. Clear? Next, if I consider if del n is not equal to 0, that means del n can be positive or del n can be negative. So del n is positive, only in that case del n be positive when number of moles of product becomes equal to greater than number of moles of reactant. Only in this condition del n becomes positive. So if del n becomes positive, then what would be the relationship? Suppose I am considering a reaction of the type, let's say decomposition of PCl5. You just see PCl5 converted into PCl3 plus Cl2 gas. So here you just calculate this del n, that is number of moles of product, 1 plus 1 2 minus number of moles of reactant only 1, that is 1. So in this case I can write Kp that is equal to Kc into RT. So in this case you can say Kp is greater than Kc, because Kp is equal to RT into Kc. So some factor is there, that is multiplied with Kc. So it indicates Kp is greater than Kc. Clear? Next, if del n is negative, del n is less than 0, that means Np is less than Nr. In this case, let's say I am considering an example, that is N2 gas plus 3H2 gas giving rise to 2NH3. Here we see, if I calculate del n, that is number of moles of product, that will be 2 minus number of moles of reactant, that will be 3 plus 1. Clear? So that is equal to 2 minus 4, that is minus 2. So in this case I can write Kp that is equal to Kc into RT to the power minus 2. So that will be equal to Kc upon RT. So here the Kc is reversed, that is Kp is less than Kc. Kp is less than Kc. Clear? Let us derive another relationship, that is relationship between or relation between Kp and Kx. Kp and Kx. Again I am considering that reversible reaction. Consider a reversible reaction of the type let's say AA plus BB giving rise to CC plus DT, where A, B, small a, B, C, D are their stoichiometric coefficients. Clear? So if all are in the form of gases, that means this reaction, reversible reaction, including gaseous mixture of reactants and products. I can write the expression for Kp, that is equal to partial pressure of A to the power A. Okay, it will be first one, that will be ratio of product to the reactants. So first write down partial pressure of C to the power C into partial pressure of D to the power D. To their power will be their stoichiometric coefficients. Okay, so divided by partial pressure of A to the power A into partial pressure of B to the power B. So this is the expression for Kp. Now from Dalton's law of partial pressure in gaseous state, you just remember, if there are gaseous components are A, B, C and D, then what will be the relation? Let's say this one is the reversible process is carried out in a container having volume V, then applying ideal gas equation. From ideal gas equation, you know PV, that is equal to nRT, where N is the total number of moles, P is the total pressure, V is the total volume, and N, that is total number of moles. Let's say for each individual component I am applying ideal gas equation. So for A, I can write the partial pressure of A only. Now generally for each component, if I consider for each component, I can write Pi, partial pressure of each component, over volume B, because each individual component is present inside the mixture. So partial pressure into total volume over volume V, that is equal to number of moles of each component, that is Ni upon RT. Now if I divide this equation with this one, just see PV upon Pi into V, that is equal to nRT divided by NiRT. So this RT get cancelled, VV get cancelled, so that will be P upon Pi, that is equal to N upon Ni. Clear? So if I reverse it, that is Pi upon P, that will be equal to Ni upon N. So this number of moles of each component out of total number of moles, that will be nothing but your mole fraction, that is Xi. Clear? So that implies partial pressure of each component will be mole fraction of that component into the total pressure. This relationship. Okay, so from this relationship I can write down the expression for each component, that is partial pressure of A, that will be equal to mole fraction of A into total pressure, partial pressure of B, that will be mole fraction of B into total pressure. Similarly, partial pressure of C, that will be mole fraction of C into total pressure, partial pressure of D, that will be equal to mole fraction of D into total pressure. Clear? Now substituting all these values of partial pressures in Kp expression. So what we will get over here? Kp becomes equal to partial pressure of C, that will be mole fraction of C into the total pressure P. Clear? To the power C, its stoichiometric coefficient, that will be Xc to the power C whole to the power C, clear, into PD mole fraction of D into total pressure to the power D divided by XA into total pressure to the power A into XB into total pressure to the power B. This will be the expression. So I can write the further expression like this: XC to the power C into XD to the power D divided by XA to the power A into XB to the power B into multiplied by P to the power C plus D divided by P to the power A plus B. This will be expression. Now just see what I am getting over here. That can be written like this: Kp becomes equal to this factor, this much is nothing but Kx, equilibrium constant in terms of mole fraction. So that will be Kx into P to the power C plus D minus A plus B. So that will be equal to Kx into P to the power del N, where this del N is nothing but number of moles of product, number of moles of reactant, that will be equal to C plus D minus A plus B. So Kp that is equal to Kx into P to the power del N. This is the relationship between Kp and Kx. Again I can write, this can be modified little bit, Pv that is equal to nRT, that implies P that is equal to N by V into RT. So this P is equal to CRT. Okay, let me so from these two relationship, Kp that is equal to Kc into RT to the power del N, and here Kp that is equal to Kx into P to the power del N, we can derive the relationship between Kc and Kx. Kc and Kx. So you know that Kp that is equal to Kc into RT to the power del N. Another equation just I have got, that is Kp that is equal to Kx into P to the power del N. Clear? So from these two equations you just tell me this Kc into RT to the power del N, that is equal to Kx into P to the power del N. Now the Kc upon Kx that is equal to P to the power del N upon RT to the power del N. So that can be written as P by RT to the power del N. Now what we have got over here, Kc upon Kx that is equal to P by RT upon del N. So Pv is equal to RT, again I know Pv is equal to RT. So now nRT, clear? So that implies P by RT that is equal to N by V, this number of moles per unit volume, that is nothing but your concentration. So now I can replace this P by RT by this C, that will be Kc by Kx that is equal to C to the power del N, where this C is nothing but the concentration, that is concentration. So these are the various mathematical relationship between equilibrium constant values. Okay. Next we will see types of chemical equilibria. Types of chemical equilibria. First one, that is homogeneous equilibria. Homogeneous equilibrium. You know homogeneous means which consists of a single phase. That means all the reactant and products of a reversible chemical change are in same phase. If all components are in same phase, then it is called homogeneous equilibrium. If all the components of the reversible process are not same, that means some different phases are there. It may involve gaseous components, solid components, like that. So these are known as heterogeneous equilibria. For example, homogeneous equilibrium means reversible process which consists of a single phase, that is, all the reactants and products are in same phase. For example, formation of ammonia N2 plus 3H2 giving rise to 2NH3 gas. So look at this reaction. All the components are gases. So this one is one of your homogeneous equilibrium. H2 plus I2 giving rise to 2HI, also a gaseous mixture. So you know mixture of gases always be homogeneous. So this is homogeneous equilibrium. Next, if I consider esterification, that is acetic acid, also a liquid, plus reacts with ethyl alcohol, this one also a liquid, slightly acidic condition is required. It will give you ethyl acetate ester plus water. All the reactants as well as products are present in the form of liquid. So this one includes homogeneous equilibrium. So equilibrium of all these reversible chemical changes are homogeneous in nature. Clear? Next, heterogeneous. If I consider heterogeneous equilibria, so heterogeneous equilibria means the reactants and products are not in same phase. That is heterogeneous equilibria. Okay, just see heterogeneous equilibria. Reactants and products of a reversible chemical change are in different phases. For example, decomposition of calcium carbonate, sun is a solid, get decomposes into calcium oxide plus CO2 gas. Here you see one of the product, that is carbon dioxide, present in the form of gases. So this is your heterogeneous equilibrium. Next, conventions used to write the expression for equilibrium constant. How can we write the expression for equilibrium constant? So remember an important thing over here, NB. Just remember the concentration of the concentrations of pure solid and pure liquid are taken to be unit, are taken to be unit. One बोली धरा जाए, it will be unit concentration, that is constant. You can say that is constant. For pure liquid and pure solid, we are assuming their concentration is constant, that is unit, taken as unit concentration. For example, if I consider again the decomposition of calcium carbonate like CaCO3 solid get decomposes into calcium oxide plus carbon dioxide. Here you see these two are pure solids. So if I write down the equilibrium constant for this expression, that is K equilibrium, or Kc you can write simply Kc, K equilibrium, that is equal to what we expect over here, the concentration of a product upon reactant. So concentration of product calcium oxide and carbon dioxide are there. So for solid components I can write CaO solid concentration is in square bracket CO2 gas concentration divided by CaCO3 solid concentration. Is that clear? But what I have told you, if there are pure solid components, you just consider their concentrations as constant, that is unit concentration. So by placing 1 over here, I can directly write that K equilibrium, that is equal to only the concentration of which one? The gaseous component CO2 gas. This is the expression for K equilibrium. So in terms of a concentration you can write Kc, that is equal to CO2 concentration. Since it is a gaseous component, the best way, that is Kp, that is equal to partial pressure of CO2 gas. That clear? Next, if I consider several examples, like next example I can consider over here, that is let's say H2O reversible. This H2O liquid get converted into H2O, let's say gas, evaporation I am considering. Okay, so H2O is a pure liquid. If I need to express its concentration, that is Kp, that will be equal to only the partial pressure of H2O gas, or you can say Kc, that is equal to only the concentration of water. Clear? Because this H2O is a pure liquid, so we assume its concentration to be unit concentration. Clear? Next, if I consider another example like N2, formation of ammonia, let's say N2 plus 3H2 leading to the formation of 2NH3. Here you see all the reactant and products are gaseous components, all are in the form of gases. So if I write for this equation, I can better represent but in the better way, that is Kp, that will be equal to partial pressure of NH3, partial pressure of NH3 to the power 2, it's a stoichiometric coefficient. That clear? Square divided by partial pressure of N2 gas into partial pressure of H2 gas to the power, it's a stoichiometric coefficient 3. So in terms of Kc, if I can write, that will be NH3, the concentration of NH3 to the power 2 divided by concentration of N2 gas into concentration of H2 gas to the power 3. So this will be the expression for Kc. Clear? Let us write down the value of a equilibrium constant, or the expression of a equilibrium constant for these two reversible reactions. Look at the first one, that is given as a silver bromide solid get converted into Ag plus in aqueous plus Br minus aqueous. So in better way, this silver bromide is dissolved in H2O liquid. That clear? So now the equilibrium constant K equilibrium can be expressed as the concentration of silver ion Ag plus into Br minus divided by H2O liquid AgBr solid. The concentration of a product to the concentration of reactant. Here you see, as I have told you, the concentration of pure solid and pure liquid component, you have to consider their concentration constant. So you see, this water is a pure liquid, it can be considered as unit concentration, and AgBr is also a solid. So simply I can write this one is the concentration of Ag plus aqueous Br minus aqueous. These two are not pure liquids, impure liquid, because silver ion dissolved in water. So the value of Kc simply can be written as Ag plus aqueous Br minus aqueous. Clear? Now let us consider for the second one. Second one, we see this aluminum is a solid. So for pure solid component you should not consider, that should not be repeated in your the expression for equilibrium constant. Simply I can write K for second one, K equilibrium, that is concentration of Al3 plus aqueous H2 gas to the power receives stoichiometric coefficient, that is 3/2 upon aluminum solid H plus aqueous to the power 3. But this is not the precise one, because this one is a pure solid, so it should be vanishes from the expression. That will be Al3 plus aqueous H2 3/2 upon H plus aqueous to the power 3. This is the expression for equilibrium constant. Is that clear? Okay. Next you just see in this numerical the value of Kp for the reaction, this one is this much. So Kp is given to you 1.9 into 10 to the power 3 atm inverse at 20 degrees centigrade. So temperature, that is 20 degrees centigrade, you convert it into Kelvin, 273 plus 20, that is 293 Kelvin. Calculate the value of Kc for this reaction. Kc is equal to how much it is asked. So you can calculate, you know the relationship, that Kp, that is equal to Kc into RT to the power del N. So what is the del N over here? You just see, look at this reaction, that del N, that number of moles of product, that is 2 minus number of moles of product, 2 minus number of moles of reactant, 2 plus 1, 2 plus 1, that is 2 minus 3, that will be equal to minus 1. So again substitute the value of change in number of moles del N over this expression. What you will get? That Kp, that is equal to Kc into RT to the power minus 1. So what will be the value of Kc? Kp, again I can write Kc upon RT. So that implies Kc, that is equal to RT into Kp. So Kp value is given to you. Just see, 1.9 into 10 to the power 3 into put the value of R, that will be 0.0821 can be Kelvin, liter inverse, atm inverse, and R T. T, that is equal to how much? We have got 293. So you will get, this one will be atm inverse, atm inverse, and this one is Kelvin. So what will be the unit of R over here? 0.0821 liter atm Kelvin inverse, mole inverse, liter atm Kelvin inverse, mole inverse. This one is Kelvin. Okay, so K Kelvin inverse get cancelled, and atm inverse atm get cancelled, So now just multiply, the answer will be coming out to be 4.57 into 10 to the power 4, that will be the value of Kc. So simple numericals are there, you just apply this relationship and some numerical calculation is there, you can get its value. You see, in this numerical some N2 and H2 gases are introduced. Suppose this one is a container and some N2 and H2 gases are introduced into 5 liter flask at 500 degrees centigrade at equilibrium. So you just write down the equation, that will be 2NH3 N2 plus 3H2 giving rise to 2NH3 at equilibrium 3 moles of N2. So at equilibrium N2 how much? 3 moles, H2 2.10 mole, and that is NH3 product, that will be 0.298 mole are present at equilibrium over volume 5 liter. So find out the value of Kc. So you just calculate their concentration, because Kc for this equation, that will be concentration of NH3 gas to the power 2 upon N2 gas into H2 gas to the power 2. This is the concentration for Kc. So you just find out the concentration of a different species at equilibrium. The concentration of N2, that is number of moles per unit volume, N2 3 divided by 5 liter, 3 moles per liter, 3 divided by 5, that will be equal to 0.60 mole per liter. Similarly, the concentration of, if I consider H2, so H2 how many moles? 2.10 divided by 5, that will be equal to 0.059 mole liter. Next, the final one, that is, what is the concentration of NH3 over here? That will be 0.298 divided by 5, that will be equal to 0.596 mole per liter. Now you just substitute all these values in this expression and find out the value of Kc. That will be equal to 0.0799. That is the value of Kc. And you know the equilibrium constant is unitless. Okay, it depends upon the nature of a reaction. So the constant value you will get 0.0799. Next we will see different ways to write the equilibrium constant. Is that clear? Suppose I am considering an example, that is 2NO2 get converted into N2O4 simply. Clear? So just write down the value of equilibrium constant for this. So K, that is equal to N2O4 product, concentration of a product upon concentration of reactant NO2 to the power its stoichiometric coefficient 2. This is the genuine thing or general thing. So case 1, what I would like to check over here, if the reaction is reversed means N2O4 gas giving rise to 2NO2 gas. Then for this reaction, let's say equilibrium constant K dash, that will be equal to NO2 whole square upon N2O4 gas. Clear? Now just find out the relationship between this original one and this new equilibrium constant. So I can consider their ratio. So K dash divided by K, that will be equal to NO2 gas whole square N2O4 gas into multiplied by K dash upon K multiplied by N2O4. If I take their ratio, this one ratio this one, so that will be again NO2 square divided by N2O4. That's clear? So now what I will get over here? So now you see, so K dash upon K, that will be equal to NO2 square divided by N2O4. So this one will be its mathematical expression, and that is equal to NO2 to the power 4 upon N2O4 to the power 2, that will be K dash square. Okay, so what will be the new relation? What is the new value of new equilibrium constant? So what we have got, K dash upon K, that is equal to K dash square. So 1 K dash get cancelled. So K dash becomes equal to 1 by K, that is the reciprocal of equilibrium constant. So if a reaction is reversed, I can write the value of new equilibrium constant becomes equal to the reciprocal of equilibrium constant, that is original equilibrium constant. Clear? Okay. Case 2 I am considering. Case 2, if this reaction is multiplied by some factor, let I am multiplying this equation with 2. If the above reaction is multiplied by 2, so what can I write? 4 NO2 gas get converted into 2 N2O4 gas. Now the new equilibrium constant, let's say K dash, that will be equal to N2O4 square upon NO2 to the power 4. ठीक. Now just consider, take the ratio, that will be K dash upon K, that will be equal to K dash N2O4 gas whole square upon NO2 gas to the power 4th into, see the value of K dash into NO2 square divided by N2O4 gas. Now 1 N2O4 get cancelled. So here this power also get cancelled. So what I am getting over here, that is K dash upon K, that will be equal to N2O4 gas divided by here this will be NO2 gas whole square, NO2 gas whole square. Now look this expression, that is nothing but your K. So I can write over here K dash upon K, that is equal to K. This N2O4 upon NO2 square, that is K. So K dash becomes equal to K square. That means if the reaction is multiplied by a factor n, then the new equilibrium constant will be K dash, that is equal to K to the power n k dash that is equal to k to the power n. Next case 3, I can assume over here, if the above equation is divided by 2, then what I will get over here? NO2 gas giving rise to 1 by 2 N2O4 gas. Clear? So what is the value of new equilibrium constant K dash? That will be N2O4 gas to the power 1 by 2 divided by NO2 gas. Now you just find out the relationship, that is K dash upon K, that will be equal to N2O4 gas to the power 1 by 2 upon NO2 gas into NO2 gas whole square divided by N2O4 gas. Now you just see, so the value of N2O4, that is K dash by K, that is equal to N2O4 gas to the power 1 by 2 minus 1 divided by into, okay, so here NO2 gas 1 get cancelled, that is NO2 gas this much, so that will be equal to N2O4 gas to the power 1 by 2 minus 1 by 2 into NO2 gas. It can be written like this: NO2 gas divided by N2O4 gas to the power 1 by 2. That clear? So here you see this N2O4, just find out the relationship between these two. N2O4 divided by NO2 whole square. So you just find out its root. If I find out its root, that is, if I find out root k, that will be equal to N2O4 divided by to the power 1 by 2 divided by NO2. Clear? So I can directly write over here this one as 1 by root k. 1 by root k. So that implies k dash by k, that is equal to 1 by root k. So that implies k dash, that is k upon root k. So that will be how much, you tell me? This can be written as k dash, that is equal to k upon, so finally I can get, that is root k. You see, as I have divided the equation by factor 2, I have got root k. So if the equation is divided by n, then what I will get? K dash becomes equal to root k of n. Nth root will be there. Clear? If a chemical equilibrium, if a chemical equilibrium is divided into two steps. For example, let's say H2S first converted into H plus plus SH minus. Next again HS minus get converted into H plus plus H2 minus. Let's say for this one the equilibrium constant is K1, and for these two the equilibrium constant is K2. That can be written as K1, that is H plus SH minus divided by H2S, and here this K2, that is H plus H2 minus divided by HS minus. Clear? Now for total decomposition, that is HS HS, get cancelled. I can write H2S giving rise to 2 moles of H plus plus H2 minus. Let's say here the constant is K3. So this K3 can be written as H plus square H2 minus divided by H2S. Now you just multiply this K1 into K2. K1 into K2, that will be H plus SH minus divided by H2S into H plus H2 minus divided by HS minus. Okay, so here this one get cancelled. So you are getting over here, that is H plus whole square H2 minus upon H2S, that is nothing but your K3. So K3 that is equal to K1 into K2. So these are the different modes of mathematical expressions for equilibrium constant, which depends upon the nature of reaction, whether the reversible chemical change is reversed, it will be reciprocal. If it is multiplied some factor or it is divided by some factor, if multiple steps are involved, okay, so then the value of new equilibrium constant will be like this. Clear? So for today's class this much, students. Will meet in next class. Okay, thank you.